Welcome to PLZ Soccer's 1-to-1. I'm delighted to say our special guest is Kansas City's Johnny Russell. Johnny, Kansas City, sounds unusual.
It does. When you tell people as well, I usually have to put in Sporting Kansas City as well, so it's a bit different from what you'd be used to.
What influenced you to think, I want to go and play in America?
I always wanted to play overseas. When I was at United, I had the chance. Well, didn't really have the chance. There was a few bids from a team in Serie A at the time, Catania, and I was right up for that, to be honest. It didn't work out, didn't materialise, and went to Derby. Loved it there, but at the same point, I always thought I want to go and try something different. A lot of Scottish players do well and go to England. Initially, I didn't want to go to England. I wanted to go abroad. Wanted to try something different, test myself somewhere else, and the opportunity came to go to America. I'm a big fan of the league. Had watched it for a while, watched a lot of American sports, and the opportunity came to go and kind of just grasped it.
I have to have a word with your agent because Zlatan's there. He's on 5.65 million. Yeah. There was a newspaper article I read that I was laughing because it said Johnny Russell's gone there for £1 million, and then I looked and I thought, well, Zlatan's on 5.65. Carlos Vela, I think Rooney's on 3 million before he goes back to Derby.
I mean, they've played at the highest level, haven't they, for quite a few years. So I don't really have a bargaining chip there, but no, that's like I said. They give these guys, crazy amounts of money to come over and play. But
he's worth every penny. Did you play against Zlatan?
Played against him, got his top last game we played him. So that was. I'm not really one for collecting tops. I really should have started it early in my career, but yeah, got that one. So it's a keepsake to say I played against someone like him, and I've got the souvenir to show for it as well.
Yeah, I mean, some people actually, what it's like, players will say, well, it got to 2 minutes to go and eventually I just started to mark him to make sure I was getting it. Tell us, how did you manage to get it without everybody else?
I was a bit more tactical about it. So the first time we played them, we had a French boy that played with us who was his idol. He absolutely loved them, and we actually beat them away from home. Beat them 2-0 in LA, and he'd came off the game, so he was on the bench. Whistle went, and it's the fastest I've ever seen him move. He sprinted back on the pitch to ask for the top, and he got it. But our head physio was at LA Galaxy for years, so I got it in a couple of weeks before to get into their kit man. So then, obviously, when I didn't ask him because we lost the game, so I wasn't for asking him after the game, but I got the kit man to give our physio the top after the game. So no, it's definitely a good one to keep.
Yeah, you're a bit of a cult hero with Kansas City. I mean, I've watched the kids; they love it. They're wearing the Johnny Russell beard and moustache at 5 and 6 years of age. I mean, that must be great that you've endeared yourself to the supporters.
That is. It's. I've been lucky. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what it is. Throughout my career, at Dundee United and then at Derby as well, I've always had that good connection with fans. I try and put as much effort and time because you don't get many opportunities to interact with fans. So I try and obviously, as much as I can, do as much as I can with them as well. So there's been a couple of videos. Reactions have been pretty crazy, to be honest. But no, I'm honestly, I'm grateful for the love that I've had since I went there as well.
Yeah, I've watched some of the games. There's huge banners with your image all over it, and of course you've even indulged in a bit of Jack Nicholson as well. Tell us about
that. We got a tifo before one of the games. I had no idea what was coming. I just knew that they were going to do a tifo, and that appeared out of nowhere. Pretty surreal, pretty weird to see however big it was, full side of the stand of me ripping my shirt open. So it was a bit of a weird experience, but something that I've never had in my career. So and that was amazing. The time, the fans put into stuff like that. They've done a few in the 2 years I've been there, and they've always been pretty spectacular. So I'm delighted with that, to be honest.
What could we learn from the MLS?
I don't know. They don't really do anything in half measures at all. Whatever they do, it's entertainment for them. It's completely different to how we've grown up, and how we support our teams and stuff like that. So for them, it's fun as well. I don't know. It's just a completely different culture on how they were brought up. But I think just a few things. Like I said, it's entertainment for them. It's a party. A few hours before the game, they're all out. Probably wouldn't work here, but they're all out tailgating. They call it. All out in the cars, having barbecues, drinking before the game. Definitely wouldn't work here.
I could just see everybody tailgating at a Celtic and Rangers match, followed by a full scaler.
I know it's not ideal, and a lot of the fans mingle as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them sit together, so. I mean, that's definitely not advisable here.
Yeah, a couple of things that I really want to talk to you about. International football, if anything, when I think of yourself, I've got nothing but admiration for the fact that you put in thousands of miles, sometimes maybe in the knowledge that you're not going to get on the park for Scotland, but you seem to epitomise what it should be about, the desire to play.
I'd never turn down a call up, never turn my back on my country. I know that because I travel from America, that doesn't mean that I should be the first name in the team sheet. There's boys playing in these positions who are flying week in, week out at club level, and don't get me wrong, I want to play every minute. It's frustrating when I don't play at times, but I would never expect, because I travel from America, that I should be playing.
You're only 29. Throughout your career, there were sliding doors moments, as I call them, where you were linked with a move to Celtic. It's one of those ones where you've gone on record as saying that would have been a dream come true. Is the dream over in your mind, or is it still alive?
I don't know. It's one of the things. It's not up to you. There was always links talk, but there was only one window where there was really a bid. And that was the year I went to Derby as well. The bid wasn't quite matched to what Derby went, so it never came to the opportunity for me to take that. So I love my time at Derby. I wouldn't have changed that, but if the opportunity had arisen before that, then everyone knows where I would have went. But no, it's a funny game. You never know what can happen. Still a fan. Still go to as many games as I can. A lot of my family are all Celtic fans, a lot of my friends as well. So when I'm back home, then we make the most of it and get to as many games as we can.
29, still fit as a fiddle. How many years have you got in you, and how many years have you got in you in America?
Well, I've still got a contract. I've got a year in my contract, and then a year option as well, which I'm definitely looking to see out. It's I didn't go over there just to spend a little bit of time and to come back. I wanted to go and do something different. I'm loving it out there. It's a great place. The club have been great to me. The fans have been great to me. So, I still think I still feel good, and that'll determine when it's time for me to go. I don't want to stick around for too long. Once I feel that I'm not able to perform to the standards that I set myself, then that'll be time for me to go. But that's still got plenty of years before I'm even close to thinking that.
Yeah. Would you come back to Scotland?
Of course. I think. You never know. But it's definitely something I consider. I've got a young family as well, so there's going to come a time where we need to think about where we're going to set roots and where we're going to stay. But at the minute we're just enjoying being out there.
Gary Mackay-Steven, how much of an influence did you have on him going to New York? There was bound to be a phone call.
So it actually, I'd heard about it so long before it happened. It's just one of the ones that you bring up as a joke. saying, "Oh, like you coming out and stuff like that." And he was just saying there was a bit of interest, but he was asking me. But a lot of boys asked me about the league as well. I think it's definitely got a more of an appeal the last couple of years, and I think me going out there has maybe made a couple of boys look at it and go that they fancy it as well. No, but I spoke to. I'm really close with Gary. We played with each other for years, stayed in contact throughout the years as well. Actually had him spew up my house after a night out one night, so I'm getting that in there. No, but we spoke a lot about it. He wanted to know about the team, the league. You don't really need to know anything about living in New York. I wouldn't know that anyway, but I think everyone knows how amazing that would be. So I actually got the chance a few weeks after he signed. We had an away game there on the Friday night, and then we didn't play till the following Sunday, so we had a few days off. So a few of my mates came over for the game, stayed in the city for 3 days. My mates had to stay a bit longer because one of them messed up the flights. And no, I spent a bit of time with him there, got a good catch up, and no, I'm glad to see more boys taking that opportunity. And he's not played as much as I know he would like to, but from what I have seen, he's still the exciting player he was when he was here.
Yeah, you mentioned there over in America that you obviously got Zlatan's top. You must have had a hero. We all have them when we're growing up. Who was yours?
This hasn't been any secret either. Henrik Larsson was mine. I think he came to Celtic when I was about 7, and that was I always wanted to be a footballer, but that was the moment where I went, this is it. This is what I want to do. What can you say about the guy? He's always been my idol. Even now, I still watch a lot of his stuff. But if you're talking now, then I think it's got to be Messi. But I've definitely grown up. It was Larsson.
Yeah, and before you go, I can't let you go without. Is there a specific story of those Dundee United days, or is it at Derby? Is there a story that sticks in your head that you've been thinking about that you can share with us without sticking anyone in?
I was going to say I've got a lot that could stitch a few boys up. No, just that one I mentioned about Gaz. Weird one actually. It was such a random day. I think it was a Thursday or something. And the season had finished. We went to a tattoo convention in Edinburgh. Weirdest thing ever. And he had no plans, so we decided to come back to Coatbridge, as you do. And went on a night out. He came out with all my mates, and got pretty drunk. And instead of what a normal person would do, you go and be sick in the toilet. He's decided to just spew up in my bathroom sink. Left it there for me. So nice memento. They're all going to sound like an alcoholic, all my stories are drink related here.
At least it didn't end up with him in a boat going down the river.
I know, that's one thing I said to him going to New York, to watch out for the Hudson certain times of year. But there's a story actually that Danny Swanson's told a few times, and I think he must believe in his head that he's right, but the cup final day we won the cup final at United, so obviously I couldn't play. I was at Raith Rovers, so I missed out in the semi-final. Wasn't allowed to play. The boys won it. I celebrated like I'd scored the winner. But it was what an amazing night. And then next day, woke up in my bed, rolled round, and there's Danny Swanson, just complete no expression in his face, just staring at me. Don't know how he's ended up in there. Don't know why he's in there. And that was that. He tells the story that it was me that jumped in his bed, but I just want to get out there that he's a creep, not me.
And does he still write to you and stay in contact?
No, we still.
Is the relationship over?
We still talk. I'm actually going to meet him. Him and Goody. We still keep in contact. We're going to meet up in the next few weeks, so that'll be good. Get a good catch up. So hopefully he's seen this by then.
Brilliant, Johnny. It's been an absolute pleasure. Brilliant.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Great.